What's good, YouTube? And this is Sifu Smo here, Smo's Monocle Arts. I am just making a quick video here because where do I begin? Now, there's a lot of people out here, right? A lot of YouTube martial artists, a lot of YouTubers, um, and quite frankly, a lot of fans and people who watch the fight who still don't believe Ben Askren took a dive in this Jake Paul fight, right? And I just can't fucking understand why this is so hard for people to grasp that Ben Askren would take a dive and that he did take a dive. Then on the flip end, you got people who believe Ben took a dive, but they're trying to assassinate his character, saying, oh, he lacks integrity, he's disrespecting the sport of boxing, all this, yada, 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 right? Now, I want to say something, right? That's right, I got harder strikes than Jake Paul. Right? Now, what I'm about to say is going to go over a lot of people's heads. And I get that the mindless, ignorant sheep aren't going to understand this. But I know how this business works in the politics. Ben Askren knew before he took the fight and before he fought, he was going to take a dive and lose. Say, what the hell? Wait a minute. What? Let me rephrase that. Ben Askren knew before he took the fight, he was going to take a dive and lose. I'll explain. See, the Triller, the owners who own Triller, they came to Ben Askren, right? Now, a lot of people think that Jake Paul chose Ben Askren because a lot of people think that Jake Paul chose Ben Askren to come and box him. No. The owners at Triller actually came to Ben Askren and they wanted him to box Jake Paul, right? See, this is what happened. The owners of Trill, they had a meeting and interview with Ben Askren, right? And they said, we would like you to face Jake Paul in an exhibition boxing match. Notice I said exhibition, right? And here's another. Anytime you hear exhibition match, you know it's rigged. It's a show, They said, we want you to box Jake Paul in an exhibition match, right? Now, they said, you're entertaining, you're a great trash talker. We want you to help us hype this fight up. We want you to help hype this fight up with Jake. We're trying to promote our boxing, our new boxing club, or like boxing show. They said, we want you to help promote this, and we want you to fight Jake. Now, and they hand Ben Askren a contract, right? Ben Askren's reading the contract. Oh, okay, here, April 18th. Ben Askren's reading the contract. Oh, April 18th. Oh, $500,000 guaranteed. Cool. Then he looks in the fine print below that, right? And he sees the fighting bonus. He sees the fighting bonuses, right? Fighting bonus. Whoa! 5 million? Whoa! 5 million. He's like, oh, Ben Askren's like, oh, I'm fucking in. They're like, whoa, wait a minute. Read below there. Oh, all right. he reads below there, and they said, you're in order to receive these bonuses, you are going to have to take a dive in the first round. He's like, oh, I gotta take. What's that mean? They're like, oh, you gotta take a dive. We want you to lose against Jake Paul in the first round. Now, a lot of you are probably saying, oh, Ben Askren would never do that, or, what they told him was, listen, let's say Ben Askren said, okay, I'm not going to do this. I'm not taking a dive. I want to beat this blonde cocksucker, right? They'll say, oh, you know what? Listen, Ben, we love you. And, we're trying to hype up this boxing match. You're one of the worst MMA strikers. You're one of the worst strikers in MMA. And we want people to believe you can actually win this, right? Listen, you either sign the contract, take the dive, and get your money, or we'll find somebody else to fight Jake Paul, and we'll give them the contract. So, and obviously the fight happened, so Ben Askren signed on the dot. Done deal. See, if Ben Askren didn't sign on that dot, the fight wouldn't have happened. So he had no choice. The fight was fixed from the get-go in the contract. They told him, oh, you know what, we'll have you train with Freddie Roach. We'll give you the best, the best boxing crew. We want you to hype this up. We want you to hype this up with Jake. You're a good trash talker. And hell, we'll even promote you. Build your following on Instagram, all that. And that's what happened, right? And honestly, I'm gonna be quite honest. I know there's a lot of people out there saying, "Oh, that's, I don't believe Ben would do that," or I don't blame Ben for doing it. I really don't. Listen. Ben Askren made about around 5 to 6 million in this fight, right? That's more than he's ever made in any fight his whole career. He made that in one boxing match, including one Bellator and UFC. He made a little bit of change when he took a dive against Masvidal, but it wasn't nowhere near this. I think the most he made in Bellator and won in each fight was like $1 million, right? So, listen, I know a lot of people are out there saying, oh, Ben has no integrity. Oh, he's hurting the sport of boxing by doing this. Listen, Ben's not the first fighter, and he sure as hell isn't the last to do it, right? And I don't blame the guy. The guy's 36 years old. He has a family. Listen, he's got to look out for his own. The guy knows he can kick Jake Paul's ass in real life. I mean, come on. Listen, Ben Askren would eat Jake Paul's ass for dinner in a street fight or MMA fight. Boxing is, right. So listen, I would have did the same thing. And that doesn't make me a sellout or any of that. It just means I'm looking out for my family. And, Now, I'm not going to do certain things for money. Now, listen, if I already know the contract's rigged and I got to throw a fight to get 5-6 million, that's fine. I'm not doing anything else. I'm just throwing a fight. I'm not, a lot of people out there, oh, you got no character and all that. Now, there's certain things I'm not going to do for money with the price, I'm not going to suck somebody's ding-a-ling. for, you know, there's certain thing that's off limit. I'm not going to suck somebody's dingling for any kind of amount of money, any kind of amount of fame. I'm not doing none of that weird shit, right? There's definitely a line. Now, GLM, Tyree, you know, Charlie Z, mainly Tyree. Tyree would definitely suck dingling. GLM too. Those guys would definitely suck dingling for a good buck, you know. But it just, you know, people just don't have a reality that the boxing club Triller is entertainment. It's an entertainment. It's not even real boxing. You know what I mean? Just these YouTubers out here. Like, I want you guys to listen to something here. This is Icy Mike.
Type of person that can't see that that's what happened. You might also be the type of person that thinks this was a bad stoppage because you might not know what a person who's out on their feet and who's defeated looks like. I promise you, and anyone who's honest, yeah, maybe he could throw some wild stuff. If you've been around this stuff and you've seen it, Ben was done. He didn't take a dive. Ben wouldn't take a dive. The ref made an appropriate stoppage. I understand that you don't want that to be true, but that doesn't matter.
Ben Askren walking off after that knockout loss.
Yeah, that's why Ben was laughing his ass off. That's why he got up 5 seconds after he was knocked out. That's why Ben was laughing his ass off. Not even 20 seconds after they announced Jake Paul the winner, they see Ben Askren walking out with Amy, you know. Does that look like somebody who's defeated? Come on, man. Guys, Stevie Wonder could see Ben Askren took a dive. Everybody knew it from the get-go, especially me. So it's like, it was so easy to bet on this fight. But I get it. It's just, you know, it's a fighter's mentality. When you're a true fighter, you don't want to believe that these fighters would do that. But you don't understand the reasoning behind it. And some of these fighters have no choice. So it doesn't mean they're a sellout, and it does not mean they have no character, you know? I know a lot of people are saying, oh, I would never take a dive. I would never take a dive for $4 million. Right.